Hi there. Who She Reads. I have another book review. This one is by author Krystal Wade, and it's called Asleep. Now, Asleep is a psychological thriller, and it's also YA. Now, I don't do a lot of YA book reviews. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that there's so many books out there for people that are older and want something a little bit more mature, which is kind of where I fall. Not to say that there's anything against YA or young adult fiction. They've got some great stuff. But this one was really good. It was called Asleep. Author Krystal Wade provided an arc in exchange for an honest review, and the book takes an insightful and fascinating look at mental illness through stellar, suspenseful storytelling. Now, if this type of subject is a trigger, please read at your own risk. The book starts out at the main character's with the main character. Her name is Rose, and she's in the back seat of her parents' car on the way to the Shepherd Institute. Now, she doesn't believe she belongs there and decides to make a daring and risky escape. This chick actually jumps out of a moving car and runs off into the woods. And that's just the beginning of this action-packed story. Now, we follow Rose through her, at times, horrifying journey at the Shepherd Institute. We're left wondering what's real and what's not real, who she can trust and who she should fear. Time isn't even as it seems in this book. Her talents and her fears have all intermingled, and they've manifested themselves into horrifying nightmares. And those fears are used against her, threatening to be her complete undoing. All of this in an effort to make Rose look within and see who she really is and why she's there. Because remember, she doesn't think she belongs there. Honestly, when I was reading this book, I was afraid I was going to start having nightmares. And the loss of time during the story was a bit unsettling as well. I really like it though when books move me emotionally like this, like they just grab me, and it's so exciting and enjoying and scary. But that's what a good writer does. So, author Krystal Wade is masterful at it. So, let's talk about the characters. We have Rose. She's creative, yet defiant and strong, and she's a very strong-willed young woman who's trying to navigate life while battling mental illness. Dr. Rosewood, he's the doctor that's assigned to treat Rose, who has some very interesting issues, and he has issues of his own and very interesting methods of treatment. Nurse Judy is the kind-hearted nurse who tries to help Rose and kind of becomes like a second mom to her. Then there's Philip, another patient at the Institute. Or is he? Megan and Josh. Okay, so Megan and Josh are the friend and boyfriend of Rose. Their part in Rose's life and current situation will surprise you, and it's kind of messed up. So, shame on you guys. But there are other characters, but these are the most dynamic. Here's my 2 cents. This story, Asleep, is an extremely well-written story with depth and character you can feel emanating from the pages. While it is fiction, it could easily be the story of millions of people and institutions around the world. And the author lets us into Rose's mind, which at times, my friend, is a total minefield of craziness. Now, as we battle with her against enemies real and imagined, as she finds out scary truths about herself and her captors, author Krystal Wade has conjured up a heck of a good story, one that moves along at a good pace and has you rooting for Rose in all of the insane action to find herself, find her way back to her life, and maybe even find love. I liked all the twists and the turns in the plot. It kept you guessing. It was, there was no part of the book that was just kind of stalemated. It moved along, smoothly. Now, Rose experiences betrayal and so much more that I can't even begin to tell you it all. You will just have to read this one for yourself. Lucky for us and Rose, it does have a happily ever after ending, but many times during the story, you come to the conclusion of it's not really going to happen for her. Her feistiness, however, does see her through. Asleep is available on Amazon. I give this book 4.5 spyglasses. It was a good book. You should go out there and get it right away. You can also read this book review on whoshereads.com. Happy reading.